Hey guys, it's Ulir from Alpha Project Cluster. Now, what today we're going to be talking about today is 1. Character creation, 2. Note run, the path of the note run, and then we're going to do just a short recap of what you've achieved in the few minutes that you have been running. With this method, you can get to, let's say, level 75, 80 if you run it perfectly, in just about 15 minutes. The notes are the way you're going to achieve this. They are the most efficient way to level up your new character. So to prove this to you, I'm going to start a new character even though I have godlike power and can do all this stuff. But let's just focus on character creation right now. And if you like this video and it helps you out, please leave us a like, leave us a subscribe. If you don't like this video or it didn't help you, comment and tell us what's wrong with it. We want to hear those things too. Now, I want you to imagine that you are shooting a machine gun at this dude right here. And let's say he's at the sideways of you, because when you sneak up on somebody, it's almost always going to be from the side. So, machine gun. Gonna hit his head, his shoulders, his arms, his legs, his feet, pretty much his chest, everything, right? But what Ark doesn't tell you is you are manipulating your hitbox when you're creating your character. Now, early game, like you're going to be playing for a little while, this won't matter, but you will thank yourself for doing this correctly later on when you have really good armor and all that. So let's go to one of my presets here. Now look at this guy. Looks funny, huh? But now, imagine that machine gun again. What are the bullets going to be hitting? Might wing his chest from now to then. It's going to be hitting his arms mostly, which will reward damage to his gloves, armor, his boots sometimes. And he's very, very short, so you're gonna be jumping and everything. So, you've got a really nice hitbox here. You can go a step further, make the head quite a bit smaller. But personally, I don't care about those couple extra pixels. If they're that good of aim to get a headshot anyway, then let them have it, I guess. Now, there's another option that you're going to see almost always with YouTubers and streamers for Ark, and it's this one right here. That's why they always look really small, because females in this game have really, really small frames. And it's basically everything set to absolute minimum. Now, what we're going to do is go back to my FNG, but either one of these is correct, okay? Me, I'm more of a tank, but if you're more of a speed-based character, you'll want to do the skinny female. We're going to choose West Zone 2 for our spawn region, and we're going to name ourselves something other than human, because if you lose your really expensive dino and you say, hey, my name's human, I need my dino back, and we come to the server to give it back to you, and there's 10 other guys named human, you're not going to get your dinosaur back because we don't know who's who. So let's name him something cool like Teddy Roosevelt. And we're just going to pause right there for a second. We're going to pull a map to show you what the note run is. The note run is going to take place in West Zone 2. Now, let's just kind of erase all of this really quick here. Okay. Now, as you can see in this map, and this will be linked in the description below, notes and dossiers can be selected, and there's a lot of green and pink dots. Good luck remembering all of those, because I can't. But what I want you to work on is memorizing maybe 12 or 13 of them, okay? Which is significantly easier. So we want to circle this big blue area right here. That's West Zone 2. That's where we're going to be doing our note run. Now there's several places you can spawn in West Zone 2. One's right here, which is pretty rare. One's right here, which is even more rare. One's right here, which is pretty rare in and of itself. The most common spot to spawn is right here. Very, very rarely will you spawn here. And one, you're going to spawn right there, almost second to always other than here. Okay? See how it forms the little dipper? Good. Now, in an ideal note run, what you're going to do is spawn right here in this one. You're going to travel over, hit this note. You're going to go up the cliff, around the cliff, hit the ×4, dive into the water, swim to the shore as fast as possible because there's sharks. Hit this note. You're going to skip the one between those two red lines because you need a flyer to get to it. And then you're going to go across the beach, into the woods, hit the first note, the second note in the woods, go straight up the hill, hit the one in the ruins at the very top of the hill, go down into the woods again, hit the one that's in the tiny ruins there, and then you're going to travel down on the water. Make sure you have plenty of stamina before you swim across because you don't want to get tired and drown. Then you're going to hit this one, this one, this one, then you're going to double back, run through the little plains to the waterfall. Now what we want to do is hit this one, travel up, go to the second island, hit this one. Okay? Now, you can do these in either order you want, but I like to do this one first, then this one. Then, if you have time, which is rare, you go to this one, and then this one. You'll almost never have time to get that one, but if you can, and still have your ×4 activated, you can get to level 80 doing this in just about 15 minutes. Now the notes award the same amount of percentage of levels on every single server. So this works on official, this works on small tribes, this works on pretty much every single server that I know about. I've developed this method by running from the Chinese, and as most people know, they don't just kill you, they bully you, they knock you out, feed you trank darts, put you in handcuffs, handcuff you to a bed, and leave you on a raft somewhere in a cage to where you never thirst to death. And they stop by and feed you, so you're their pet now. So this is me having to create dozens and dozens and dozens of characters over the years. So, West Zone 2, we're just going to spawn without further ado. Let's see where we end up. Looks like we got the 8729 spot. Cool. Alright. Now it looks like we've spawned at the 8729, as I said. And we are going to... we've activated the Leave Me Alone code. And we're going to just start our note run. Now, the reason I've done this Leave Me Alone code is... one, it's going to make this video go a lot smoother. And two, you're not going to be as confused about where the notes are. You're not going to see me running around, dipping and dodging and jumping around, dodging all the tames. Okay? So let's get started, okay? We spawned at 8729. Just to give you a look at our note here. And we are going to take a look at where we are. Now our ×4 is on that cliff just ahead of us, but you can't see it from now. We're going to just drop the map, and we are going to run up the hill here. I want you to conserve your stamina, because when it's time to run from something with pointy teeth, it's time to step on the gas, you know? Now these rocks is what you're looking for here, if you spawned where I did. Either way, we're going to start our note run at the same spot you're going to start it at. We're just running all the way over here. See this cliff? You won't see that raft down there. So just this rocky cliff. We are moving and just running, okay? Alright. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to jump into the water to save a little bit of time. The water will always cushion your fall, no matter how high you fall from, which is very, very unlike real life. Because if I'd have done that, I would be knocked out from the concussion and have no breath left in my lungs. Alright. Now, over there is where you could spawn most likely. Now, here, this cliff will always be here. Now, these rocks may not be, okay? So just keep that in mind, okay? Because somebody may have built a base here. You may not be able to even get to this note because somebody's built turrets on top of it. But here on Alpha Project Cluster, you're not really going to be dealing with that. So this cliff, just below it, you'll see some small ruins here. And boom. Quetzal Dossier. Let's see how many levels we got. 10 levels. We're going to put that into movement speed. Every single bit of it, okay? Close that. You don't need engrams. We're also going to drop all of our trash, because we don't need that either. And conserve your stamina. You don't really have to be in a rush right now. As you're running through plants, just be tapping E to get yourself some berries, because you are going to get hungry before this is over with. Alright. Going to the right. You're going back up on top of this cliff, okay? Alright. That's a parasaur. Those are friendly. They won't attack you. I really can't wait till this Winter Wonderland crap is over with, because I hate everything being white. Alright, we're just running along the cliff edge here. Might even need to gamma down, even though I'm at lowest gamma. Okay, you're running along the edge of this cliff. Now keep in mind, during everything but Winter Wonderland, this will all be gray and rocky, not white. But you're looking for this fuck up in the textures. You see how this is? Wildcard is lazy and refuses to finish their game. They somehow don't really care about this game, even though it's their biggest cash cow. And you're just looking for this fuck up. You can always guide the game by Wildcard's fuck ups. And straight in front of that, off the cliff here, is your ×4. Now, once you hit this ×4, you have to step on the gas. It's time to really note run, which is why I've turned the leave me alone command on, because I want you to be knowledgeable of where the notes are, because most people are going to tame a Pteranodon and then do that with these, and then do this note run with that Pteranodon. And if you're playing specifically on Alpha Project Cluster here, you can actually hit F1 and go to the shop here and go to Dino, and you can actually get a decent Pteranodon for almost nothing. 5 gems per 10 minutes is 30 minutes of playtime. You get a Pteranodon for free and a saddle and a 2x2 base. So I'm just showing you this on foot because I don't want to be flying over and doing God mode confusing you. This is ground level what you're going to be looking at. Alright, there's our ×4. How many levels we get? 9. Everything's in the movement speed, remember, okay? Now it's time to step on the gas. You're jumping into the water, not onto the rocks. And even though that rock would have killed us in real life. Swimming east. Try to stay on the rocks as much as possible because those sharks often come this far inland. And you're circling around beneath this cliff. Try to conserve your stamina as much as possible, as I said, because if you die while you have this ×4 active, you never get it again. You can go get another ×4, but that single one, you can never hit again. And we're just running along the edge of the forest here, okay? Alright. and you're looking for right here at the edge of the beach. You're looking for these ruins right here, okay? Here's your next note. We just gained 20 levels with that one note. Put everything into movement speed. Well, come on. There we go. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is run straight across the beach and into those trees over there. Try to ignore all these dinosaurs because it's going to be different on no matter for every single one of you. Alright, now the dark forest right here, just inside the tree line, is another little ruins like that. There's your next note. We gained 11 more levels. Now here's where we're going to be just doing things a little different. We're getting to 133%, then we're going to give ourselves about 50 points of stamina, and then we're going to start giving ourselves just a little bit of fortitude. Alright, now, I like to start on the edge of these trees for the next note. I like to run to the side here, through here. These trees may not be here, so you may be a little bit tricked, but you see, it runs you straight towards this next note. Now this times 4 is what's giving you all this extra stuff. Let's get to 4 fortitude and put the rest into health, okay? Now with that note, we're running straight up the hill. Up, up, up. And the reason we've named our guy Teddy Roosevelt is because he took a shot to the chest while he was giving a campaign speech, and he said, "One bullet can't stop a bull moose." So, he's good. Alright. Here's your next note. In these ruins at the top. Get yourself to 200 health. Then you're going to start giving yourself some weight. Alright, now watching these ruins. Big one on the side, little one there. You're going to go straight down into these woods. Try not to go down this hill too fast because you'll do like that and hurt yourself. Okay? We're running straight down. And here's the next one, okay? See how many levels we're gaining? We're already at level 67. Alright. Let's do more weight. You're going to need it so you can carry your kid around. And then we are going to go straight down into here. Now that's a raptor down there. That's actually an alpha raptor. Keep in mind. Now I have the leave me alone code on, but I want to show you what these do. They are ridiculously fast. You will not be able to outrun those. So just know what a raptor looks like at a distance, okay? Now, right there is our last note, and we are going to run straight down this way at a diagonal down the hill, okay? Through the trees, through here, and we're heading straight towards that waterfall, but we're going to go to the right of it, okay? Make sure you get plenty of stamina before you attempt to swim, because if you run out of stamina underwater, you get tired and just stop, and then you drown. Okay, now we're going to the right of this. Okay? And we're traveling, and you're looking for these rocks just right here, okay? See how it has the plateau right there? Going to the left, and we're going up and behind them, okay? Here's your next note. You're going up over these. You're going down along this crest, alright? You're following this lip. And then right here, as you get to about the end of that, to your right, you're going to drop straight down on your next note. Alright, let's see what we got. We're getting to the pretty much the bottom of the barrel as far as this is concerned, okay? But because it slows down once you get to about level 70. Now you're going to exit those rocks, go to your left, and run through here. But you're going to stay on the right side of the rocks this time. You're going to hit this ramp, go up, and drop down onto the next node. Alright. Give yourself another point and wait. Now we're doubling back. You can hit the ramp again. We're heading back towards Red Op. Now to make our lives a little bit easier, instead of going back through those rocks, we're going to run up through this field. Running, running, running. You will need to conserve your stamina, whereas I do not. Just keep an eye out, keep looking for carnivores. As I said, it's easier to do this note run with a Pteranodon. You're more than welcome to do that. Drop into this lake. Make sure you land in the water, because you'll die otherwise. Alright. Now we're up on top of these rocks here is your next note. Up and circle. There you go. Give yourself more weight. We're going this way, and we're going to keep following the river north. Alright. Now, you're looking for the second island. Alright. Try to jump as you get to the water to speed you up a little bit, because swimming takes a lot longer than running does. And then your second island here is where your next note's going to be. Alright. Alright. There's level 76. Now, you're pretty much out of time at this point with your ×4. You can keep going if you want to, but I personally just never do. But I'm going to show you the next note if I can get there in time. Because, as I've said, this is pretty much a case of a perfect run. You are not dealing with dinosaurs killing you over and over again. You haven't died and lost your ×4 or anything. Well, those Meganeura would be eating us right now if I wasn't invisible to all dinos. And whenever you see a Phiomia running, it means there's a carnivore chasing it. Down through here. Alright. And it looks like we are not going to get to the next node in time. So what I want to do is go back up here to the Red Ob. Oh, actually we are going to get to the next node in time. Got a little turned around myself. There you go. Okay. We got to level 77 before the ×4 ran out. Okay? Now, let's run over here to Red Ob. Going up the hill a little bit. Now that we finished our note run, now keep in mind I have God mode on. You'll die if you attempt this jump, but honestly at this point it doesn't matter if you die because you have nothing to lose. So you're jumping down, splat, and we're going to just do a quick walkthrough of what we've achieved in the last few minutes. Here's where you're going to transfer to a new map. You can go here, and you'll see that we have the PvE 4-man server. You can't join with your survivor on that one, but, you know, we do have a PvE server just in case you want one. We have the Helheim Hardcore server. We have Aberration, Center, Crystal Isles, Extinction, Normal Ragnarok. We have a handcrafted raid server where you can get insane loot. We have Scorched Earth, and we have Valguero. You can go to any of those now. The whole game is yours. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to just take a look. We have 200 health. We have 150 stamina, 100 oxygen, food, water, 250 weight, 100% melee damage. Don't put any points into melee, oxygen, food, water. Those are worthless in my opinion. Yes, oxygen greatly boosts your swim speed underwater, but you know, keep that in mind if you want to respec to it later, but you're trying to do just a starter level character right now. And what you're going to do is, let's see, you get 4 fortitude, you get 133 movement speed. That's a nice, well-rounded character, and you're ready to go. Now I'm just going to walk you through, just as a bonus to this video, you veteran players who have already got the information you need, you don't really need to watch this part of the video, because at this point you've learned all I can teach you. But for the new players, I want to just talk you through a little bit of what the engrams do. Now engrams are what you unlock to build things. Now at this point you have 2,826 points if you're playing on our servers. Personally, I don't believe in the holoscope attachment. If you're shooting at your friends, then they deserve to die too, I guess, whatever. I like to unlock the S+ vaults, Rex saddle. Now keep in mind you can get the aberration stuff now, so that's a rock drake saddle. You can get, let's see, if you're going to tame underwater spear bolts, you want to unlock that. Spino saddle if you want a really good tanky swimming dinosaur, might as well. Domesticated beehive, that's gonna, you put rare flowers into that and it's gonna make a lot of honey for you. Honey is a good food source. It's very easy to tame bears with that. Bears are tanky, they carry a lot of weight. I have one named Hank that carries 4,000 pounds, and he's only got a few points into weight, okay? And personally, I just like to unlock all the turrets, okay? Now, thanks to the glitches of the S+ mod, you can pretty much trust and believe that sometimes there's going to be glitches. Let's just go down through here and start at the bottom, because I guess we have to. Let's just scroll the fast way. Okay, just starting from the top. If you're playing with the S+ stuff, all of these are free. I personally like having them all because they take one piece of thatch to make and they're extremely useful. Alright, you automatically have stone pick, stone torch, inventory assistant, stone hatchet, spear. I like the campfire. I think it makes you unlock the cloth pants and boots, so go ahead and get that. Water skin. And then we're just going to kind of go down a little bit here. Level 6. Unlocking narcotic. You're going to need that to feed it to a tame you've knocked out and keep it asleep long enough for it to starve and get its bonus levels. Spark powder. You make gunpowder out of that. You can burn things with it. Mortar and pestle. That's how you make these things early game. Spyglass. You're going to need that. S+ simple bed. Awesome spyglass. Make sure to get your reward vault if you're playing with us. Let's see here, you'll need your cooking pot. You'll need bolas because those are how you immobilize other players in PvP. You're going to need arrows. You're going to need your crop plots. And you notice we haven't really spent that many points yet. You'll need your stimulant. Alright, you definitely need cementing paste. And on aberration, you'll want your fish basket, and you may even want your vessel for scorched earth. And some people like the spiked wooden walls. Me, they're not really going to do you a lot of good, so use your judgment. If you're playing on PvE, definitely wooden spike walls. If you're playing on PvP, it takes almost nothing to blow them up. Flare gun, I like the flare gun. Some people don't, but I do. It does a lot of damage if you manage to hit with them, and you can shoot it into somebody's base and blind the hell out of them while you're dancing around them at nighttime. Bug repellent, you need that. You'll probably want a raft, but that's up to you. Let's see. If you're playing Scorched Earth, you're going to want all these adobe parts. If you're wanting to run yourself a water irrigation system for your base, that way you can live away from water without having to be near it, you'll want to unlock all of these pipes. Lesser antidote, because let's be honest, people are running around on every server that exists giving people swamp fever. Preserving bin to start getting your food if you want a cheap refrigerator. Personally, it's a nice starter thing. It's a nice starter base. If you're going to be gone for a few days, make sure to have a feeding trough with plenty of food in it. I like the S+ item collector, the sheep herder, the animal tender, metal pick, metal hatchet. Equus saddle is very tongue-tied after all this filming. You'll need that because it's a mobile mortar and pestle, and you can mix up loads of narcotics by taming a horse. You can then just ride around eating bushes with it, getting loads of narco berries, and mixing up narcotics as you go. Spoiling meat as you want. Trank arrows, you're going to need it to tame things. I like unlocking the scissors because if I find somebody dumb enough to stay asleep, I like to run up, cut their hair, turn it pink, put them in handcuffs and cloth armor and make it look like they're naked with pink hair. And yeah, don't go to sleep out in the middle of anywhere. That's just a smart thing to do. Put them in handcuffs and weigh them down almost to 80%. That way they're walking slow, you know. It's funny. It teaches them that, you know, people can still get to you even though you're asleep. Parachutes, you're going to need those. Trophy wall mounts, if you're a vain bitch like me, you're going to need that. And like to hang up trophies. Alright, if you're going to live in the north, the frozen north, you're going to start needing fur gauntlets, fur armor. I like living in really harsh climates because then you got that going for you. Procoptodon saddle, which is the kangaroo, it can carry a lot of weight and it can jump really high. You can tame those with mushrooms that you get on Ragnarok. Smoke grenades, I personally like them. Some people don't. They do take a lot of stuff to make early game, but if you're getting shot at, it's nice to be able to pop a smoke, run away. Crossbow, you're going to need that for both grappling hooks and firing your tranquilizer darts. And these are all your stone pillar structures and stuff. I don't like the water jaw, but I buy it anyway. For PvP, you're going to need the stego saddle because stegos are really good soaker. You can ride it up to somebody's base, park sideways, and the stego's really resistant to bullets. So then you can empty all the bullets out of the turrets and then go in and loot the base, okay? Alright, we're just continuing down here. Handcuffs, it's fun. Bear traps, even more fun. If you're living in the north, make sure you buy the fireplace. Tripwire narcotic traps. In a video soon, you're going to see me using those. Everybody needs to buy these. I know they're a pain in the ass to make, but they are so worth it. Because then, what you can do is just set up a bunch of traps, pre-narc large tames, because most of the large tames you need to build a trap for. And inside that trap, be it stone or metal or whatever you've constructed it out of, you need to put like maybe 6 to 8 of these tripwire traps, because they come in pairs, always an even number. And as the big dino runs in, it's going to get hit by a gas cloud from these tripwire narcotic traps. And a dino doesn't go unconscious until you get to the absolute end of until its torpor is absolutely full. So this gives you a great boost, a great jump, to where you don't have to use as many tranquilizer darts, and you can tame it way more easily, okay? I like the ballista turret because in PvP, sometimes I like to carry one around if I know I'm fighting a wyvern. I'll carry around maybe 20 or 30 spear bolts, and then drop a ballista, and then shoot a dragon out of the sky. Sword, you might need that. Sickle, you're going to need it for fiber. S+ hatchery to catch eggs from your dinosaurs. Large bear traps are great. Catapult turret, you're probably going to need that to knock out Carcanos if you're going to be doing that. Most people do tame a Carcanos, which is the giant crab. Giant enemy crab, if anybody gets that reference. Toilet, it's really, really nice to have a toilet because you can poop on it, get fertilizer, plus it gives you an experience boost for about 2 minutes. Now this is my personal favorite armor in the game, is the ghillie suit, because it allows you to be a sneaky bitch. Simple bullet, you're going to need that. Simple pistol, you're going to need that. Cannon, you don't need it now, but you will need it eventually, and since you have the points, why not, right? Cannonballs cannot be shot by turrets, so if somebody's dumb enough to build out in the open without cover by using the terrain, like most people who are smart at PvP build in caves, that cannon can shoot and just absolutely wreck a turret tower without having to drain even a single bullet. It's really, really OP. But granted, it takes like 80 metal ingots and 20 cementing paste and gunpowder to make one cannonball. So it's expensive, but it's worth it. Doedicarus saddle. That's how you're going to get the Doedicarus to farm stone with. You're going to want a scope attachment. You want a long neck, simple rifle ammo. If you want something to swim on early game, I recommend the Sarco. Ankylo, beer barrel, tree sap tap if you really want to start making veggie cakes this early in the game. Why not? Large crop plot. This is how you're going to grow your X species plants and get plant turrets. They look like some kind of alien type thing. Saber-tooth saddle if you really want it, because saber-tooths are really good at getting hide. Okay. Grenades, always good to have. Pteranodon saddle, very good to have. Simple shotgun ammo and a metal shield is always good to have. You can get the double barrel shotgun if you want to. Pretty much have to if you want to get the pump action shotgun like I do. Poison grenade. Be careful when you throw the poison grenade because you'll knock yourself out if you don't have a gas mask on. I like the S+ farmer, the nanny, the mannequin. That's if you're playing on an unofficial server. Silencer attachment helps you be more stealthy when you're shooting. You can put that on a long neck, you can put it on an assault rifle, pistols, and you can even put it on a fabricated sniper rifle, which Fab Sniper already comes with a scope, so you can put a silencer on it. You've got an 8-round clip magazine, sorry for you military guys. You got an 8-round magazine that is perfectly silenced and drills holes in people's heads. Harpoon launcher, I highly recommend that if you're going to have water tames. Greenhouse, if you really want efficient growing of plants to make food for yourself, I recommend buying some of these pieces. You'll need the metal foundations. You definitely want the improvised explosive device. The Dunkelpotamus, I'm not going to try to pronounce the real name, so I just say Dunkelpotamus. It's really good at getting oil underneath the sea. Let's see, dire bear saddle. If you want to tame dire bears, I strongly recommend them. They can run on ground faster than wyverns can fly through the air. Um, to make yourself a metal base, you're going to want metal foundations. You're going to want metal walls, metal door frame, metal door, and metal ceiling. Right? Let's just let that cycle out of the way. Now, a lot of this is for when you're building a big fort. If you have the S Plus metal double door, you can what you can do with that is actually fly a pteranodon inside of it, whereas a pteranodon will not fit into a single metal door frame. Metal storage box, if you don't want to invest the resources to start an actual vault, it's pretty good, but it's still crackable. I like to hide my smithies and stuff behind metal window frames, and then you'll want windows with that. And grappling hook for running caves, for scaling over people's defenses, strategically jumping into their base over a wall that they think can't be passed. Now we're getting into the more advanced stuff at level 48. You'll want your fabricator, your electronics, your polymer. S Plus fabricator is way better. You'll want vertical cable at least, but most people want straight cable as well. And you'll want your electrical generator, electrical outlet, and your flexible electrical cable if you run into issues trying to get it to connect and energize. I'll do another video on that later. Your double greenhouse doors, double greenhouse door frame. You kind of get the idea of what that does. Chain bola. Now this is huge. Actually, let's do industrial grill first because that will help you cook a lot of meat very quickly. You can cook prime meat very quickly. Make prime meat jerky. And you're going to get a lot of that if you have a carnivore running around eating dinosaurs. Okay. And chain bola. You can fire this from the ballista, and it will immobilize large dinosaurs. So if you're getting raided by, let's say, a giga or something, you can fire this out of a big ballista, wrap it around the giga's legs with a parasaur or Quetzal, even if it's in the middle of the air, and if you're a great shot, you can hit the Quetzal and it'll fall to its death and die, which is great. Empty cryopods. Cryopods are the most important thing for a new player because it's going to allow you to save your tames, freeze them in cryostasis, and then upload them to the obelisk like I'm standing in front of right now. Flashlight attachment, GPS. These are absolute necessities in my opinion. Takes a little bit of resources to make the flashlight attachment, but it lights up things like you would not believe. And I love it on a shotgun because you can blind your enemy as they're trying to shoot you. And good luck trying to hit what they can't see, right? Megatherium saddle. Megatheriums are really good at getting chitin for you. And chitin also is needed for making cement paste. But you can rob beaver dams for cement paste. And I'll have a video on that later too. Spray painter, it's really nice to have. You can also get a lot of experience by making spray painters. Canteens, bunk beds. Bunk beds allow you to respawn twice as fast as a normal bed. And the only thing that lets you spawn faster than a bunk bed is a S Plus cryopod. And the cryopod, you get that by beating off a Rockwell boss fight. Now you'll need the large metal hatch frame because you're going to want to put turrets on the corners of the hatch frame as you're building your base. I like the advanced bullet, the shotgun, the pistol. Once my shotgun's empty, I don't wait to reload because it takes forever. I just switch to my pistol and just start emptying shells into that. And by the time my pistol's empty, if they're not dead, I'm running away. You'll want your flak. Make sure to unlock that. Flak is pretty much your go-to armor for PvP in most cases. I personally use Riot, but that's at like level 95. You're going to want your advanced rifle bullet. You have to unlock the assault rifle in order to get the turrets. If you want to build a base in a tree, there's the metal tree platform for 55 points. You can get that. Refrigerator, you're going to want that. If you choose to live in harsh conditions, be they really hot or really cold, you're going to want a lot of air conditioners. They're pretty cheap to make, so just kind of put 2 or 3 in a window or something like that if you got S+. Tranquilizer dart speaks for itself. You need that for taming new dinosaurs. Argentavis saddle. On Aberration, you can get the wingsuit. The wingsuit, in my opinion, is better than parachutes because it gets you moving forward instead of just slowly floating just down. Heavy Miner's helmet. It's like the flashlight, but you're always looking forward and the light's always heading forward. Industrial grinder. I believe in the grinder. It's a very quick way to level up. Might as well get that. C4. You're going to want C4 to raid people and blow up people's stuff. Gas collector. If you're on Aberration, you're going to need that to get congealed gas balls. Transponder tracker, transponder node. This is if your dinosaurs get away or if you find a really nice dinosaur that you want to tame but you can't tame it right now. Have some of these on you, throw a transponder on it, and you'll be able to hit that button and check anywhere on the map, see where it is. If it's still alive, that is. So it'll help you keep track of that. Allosaurus saddle. If you're fighting a big dinosaur that needs to be strategically taken down, an Allosaurus has a gnash bite, and if you have 3 or more Allosauruses with the alpha of that pack, it'll bleed like I think 5% of its HP in 10 seconds. So an Allosaurus can take, a pack of Allosauruses can take down some of the strongest creatures very, very quickly. Clearly a gig is going to kill it, but no big deal, right? Make sure you get your auto turrets. Your turrets are pretty much everything to you. Just go ahead and unlock all of these. Most of them are free anyway. Therizinosaur. Therizinos are very, very good at getting pretty much everything plant-wise. You get a lot of fiber from them. You get a lot of berries. You get quite a bit of stuff. So that's pretty much what you got. You got glow sticks on Aberration. You've got Tech Bridge on Extinction. Don't worry about the elevator and stuff like that. I honestly think that's a waste of time. Trank Spear Bolt. If you're going to be taming stuff underwater, you'll need 1 Tranquilizer Dart and 1 Spear Bolt to make that. And you can even recover the spear after you shoot the giant whale or whatever. Rex Saddle. Rex Saddles tame a Rex, and you can gain a ridiculous amount of meat very, very quickly, as well as hide. Rexes are great at that. And they're one of the boss fight tames, so you're going to need those. You can get a Quetz Saddle. Quetzals, they're a little hard to tame early game, but it can be done. You basically just hang from a Pteranodon with your rifle after shooting your Pteranodon with a grapple hook, and just whistle for your Pteranodon to fly behind the Quetzal, and you just keep shooting the Quetzal until it falls, okay? Don't get the holoscope attachment. I think it's dumb. As far as the next levels coming up, you got the Mosasaur saddle, you got the compound bow and the metal arrows. Compound bow and metal arrows will absolutely kill a wyvern like it's nothing. Like, I'm talking 10 arrows at the most, and that wyvern is dead because it pierces and does so much damage. You can get the Industrial Forge in 3 more levels. You get your scuba gear shortly after that at 81. Your industrial chemistry bench. You get your fabricated sniper rifle. Not too far after this, you start getting the really in-game type stuff. And at, of course, level 98, you get, I thought it was 95, but 98, you get riot armor. And at level 100, you get the heavy turrets. Heavy turrets are what you're going to need to mainly protect your base until you get the boss fights done and rock out with all the tech turrets and stuff that you can get down through here, okay? But if you have any other questions, please let me know. And this is Ulir signing off, and I'm just going to transfer this guy to Crystal Isles, because that's kind of where I send all my tunes to just never be used again. But and as long as you exit out of the game before you actually spawn, your guy stays in the cloud. But of course, if your guy stays in the cloud more than 24 hours, everything is in his inventory gets deleted. He doesn't get deleted, but everything he's wearing, everything he's got on him gets deleted. So keep that in mind, alright? This is Ulir for Alpha Project Cluster signing off. Thank you for your time.